Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I'm Diane. So today I'm actually going to show you a really quick, easy way to make a quick lunch. So when my kids are home visiting, or like my son, he's in school pretty much online. He's always coming out at lunchtime and he's like trying to figure out what's for lunch. So I always try to make sure there's some simple things in the house, in the pantry, in the refrigerator that he can always use to make lunch. But for today, just to show you what one of those things is pizza. So whether I have leftover naan or roti or just a ready-made pizza dough, in this case, this is a sourdough pizza starter that I picked up the other day from the store. And we're gonna use this to make a pizza. So it only came with the dough itself and the sauce. Usually if I'm making this from scratch, I'm using maybe say naan or my own pizza dough. I will always have some marinara sauce at home. So this one, quick, easy dough sauce, but the plus to it is all the other things I add to this recipe, which is my own. So I like to make things nice and healthy and make sure it's filling. So I'm gonna use some mushrooms, I'm gonna use tomatoes, I'm gonna use some onions, I'm gonna use bell pepper, and I got some fresh basil from my backyard that I'm gonna use. And I also have some mozzarella cheese. You can use the shredded one if you like. If you don't have mozzarella cheese, you can use other types of cheese, but these are my go-to. This is what I had in my refrigerator. And then I'm gonna top it off with herbs. You know, like I said, the fresh basil is one of them. I'm gonna use some thyme and I'm gonna use some oregano. So that's my go-to, and I'll walk you through the process of making this. So come check it out. I like to season my mushrooms and peppers with some olive oil. And a bit of salt. All right, guys, here we go. So tomatoes, onions, basil, our seasoned mushrooms with some salt, oregano, thyme, and the bell peppers all mixed together with some olive oil. So take your sauce, get a spoon, turn your oven on, 450. So here we go. Snap the top off. This is your marinara sauce. I like to pour it in the center. And then use the back of a spoon. You're gonna use the back of a spoon and gently just move it out. And you can get it all the way out to the edge if you like. I like to just not have anything at the ends of my, as my kids call it, the crust. I like eating them plain. So there we go. Simple, easy. Sprinkle all over. You can use your hand if you like, use a spoon, whatever works for you. I like to make sure that they're not sticking together. So when I see pieces like this one, just make sure I separate it out. I think this one's a double as well. There we go. You can do spinach on here as well, broccoli. I mean, add your favorite veggies. I like to do mushrooms. They're my go-to. But again, all vegetables, zucchini, yellow squash, those work as well. And then all these vegetables are optional. You know, it's whatever you like. If I wasn't using a sauce, I could just do tomatoes all by itself on top of all the other ingredients. Basil really adds a lot of flavor to this meal. And again, a little or a lot based on your preference. Me personally, I like to, since the tomatoes didn't have any seasoning to it, I like to put, again, a little bit more like garlic to it. Just a sprinkle. And then we're not done. We got cheese to go. Just cleaning my cutting board a bit because I'm gonna slice my cheese up. I need to drain the water from here. Okay, here we go. Take my knife. It's gonna be soft, so you can either put the crumbles on like this. I like to slice them super thin. And if you noticed, I started the preheat on the oven as I started putting this together. So part of being in the kitchen is working smart. While my oven is heating up, I'm prepping everything I need. And again, you can get your cheese. If you notice, this one block of cheese or roll of cheese is plenty. These are things I like to just kind of keep in the house for the whatever I'm in the mood for. I can make sure I have the ingredients I need, especially when my kids come out and they say there's nothing to eat. I remember them doing that a lot when they were younger, and I was like, there's always something in the house to eat. You just have to stop and think about what you have and how you can put it together to make a completely different meal. You can never go hungry in my house. All right, there we go. This looks so yummy. So high heat, 450 degrees, usually about 10 to 13 minutes, depending on your oven. Just kind of pay attention to it. So I am going to, again, I love garlic, so I'm just gonna sprinkle a little bit more on top and top it back off again with some oregano. It's a sprinkle. And I like thyme as well. And voila, this is ready for the oven. All right guys, so the pizza is done, and because it's still morning for me, I wanted to add some scrambled eggs to my pizza. So I scrambled up some eggs. Usually when my son was in high school wrestling, this was one of his go-to breakfast pizza, loaded with like breakfast sausage, which I use like organic chicken sausage, and scrambled eggs to top off his pizza, just to give him a nice, healthy, balanced breakfast before he goes out to practice or a wrestling event. Especially when he had to weigh in, he would weigh in first and then eat his breakfast pizza. So that way he had enough energy to get him through those matches. If you're ever interested in any of those kinds of recipes, go to Amazon, check out my wrestling cookbook, and you can also find the link on my website. So it's loaded with tons of recipes that are super healthy for you, high in protein, high in carbs if you're trying to also, you know, get enough carbohydrates for energy, but great way to stay healthy, you know, throughout the year. So check that out. So let's grab this pizza. This is what it looks like. Yum, yum, yum. So I'm gonna add some of that scrambled eggs that I just made onto this. I'll wait for it just to cool down a bit. Great way to start the morning. I'm gonna add a little bit of pepper to this. And of course, with pizza, you can't eat it when it's super hot because you will burn yourself. So I am not even gonna attempt to pick this up. I'm gonna grab a fork and cut into this. Very delicious. Again, like I said, if you want to increase your protein, add some meat to this. You know, you have leftover meatballs, you can add that. You have leftover chicken, you can add that. If you have, like I said, organic chicken sausage, breakfast sausages, feel free to add those. And again, you know, breakfast time, add some eggs to it. And I really hope you enjoyed this recipe, and please feel free, check out my website, go to my YouTube channel, subscribe to, yeah, of course you're on my YouTube channel, but subscribe and support me. And definitely, you know, go to Amazon, check out the books I have coming out. I do have a new one that I'm in the process of dropping soon, but at least you can check out the wrestling cookbook. It says wrestling, but it's really for anyone that really is trying to eat healthy. And again, also don't forget to check out my once a month free cooking event that I do with the Orange County Library. See you guys soon.